wanted the best? You've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. We're doing a follow-up to finish off a internet outage we had on the prior interview with Dallas Clark. So we're going to finish our interview with him today. So it seems like we're starting in the middle. We kind of are. So there you go. You'll be able to watch the full edited copy on the chrisvossshow.com here in a few days. So Dallas, welcome back to the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The question I had for you when we lost internet last time was, so as becoming an author, and you've written 3 books, I guess, right? Correct? 3
Yes,
books?
sir.
Okay. You did being an attorney, writing and speaking and telling stories to the judge, telling stories through the dockets and forums that you present to the courts. Did that help you in writing the books?
Chris, I think it did. When you have a case, when it first comes in, you interview the client, figure out what the facts are, what the other side's got, and you really try to put together in the case you present in court, if it gets to court, your story, your version of what happened. And I've noticed, been more aware of it since I wrote the first book and the other 2 books. There are a lot of lawyers that write books. I'm not saying they're all really good. Of course, John Grisham is a prime example.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it goes with the territory. I think it's a very interesting question and perceptive question that you pose, because trial lawyers, I mean, you got lawyers that are transactional lawyers, that are estate lawyers. They don't have the same kind of lookout on the law that we do. Trial lawyers do. Every trial is a totally different story. You got different actors, different facts, different judges, different police officers, different husbands and wives, and you have to be ready and nimble on your feet to present the story that makes sense. In my novels, in the novel that we're talking about, there are 2 or 3 court scenes, and when I was structuring those, I really put my trial hat on, so to speak, mentally. You have to get in the right frame of mind to write a novel. And it was real easy to write the trial scenes that I had that had never happened before to me. So I think trial lawyers have a real good knack for writing novels, and a lot of them, of course, are about the law. So it's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
Speaking indictment, that was a term I was thinking of when, like, DAs or district attorneys or people with people prosecuting the federal cases, they call them sometimes speaking indictments. And it's a story of what happened and what the complaint is, and you have to lay all that out in a legalese and make it make sense. But you have to hone that story, right? Because if you suck at it, you're probably going to put the jury to sleep in your opening statement, right?
The opening statement is very important. You're exactly right. And of course, the government's indictment, I didn't do federal law. I did state law, but it's the same thing. The district attorneys in the state drafted the indictments, and they wouldn't, they were pretty good about making sure they touched all the elements of the crime in the indictment. And it's my job as a defense lawyer, if I'm doing that, to first of all find out whether they can prove their case or not. When you're in a marital case, like cases I had, or a military case, the same kind of thing. You just got to build your case and spend as much time getting your case ready as you do preparing to attack the other side. It's a lot of fun to cross-examine, Chris. It really is. And to prepare to cross-examine. I've gotten had a lot of fun doing that over the years. And I know a good trial lawyer who's a DA, and he just, I mean, you could tell when he got in a zone. And I've been on the other side of that. I mean, you have to have your A game to beat those people. I really do.
Oh yeah. I've been on the side in civil court in suing and getting sued and shakedown lawsuits. I've dealt with some $1,200 an hour attorneys that thought they were Perry Mason, but I figured out how to dodge them.
How's that?
You do what John Gotti did on the stand. You play dumb. I learned it from John Gotti's attorney. But the key is you make them repeat the question 3 to 4 times and you play dumb, like you just can't understand it. So the first fastball they shoot at you is their fastball hardball. And you go, I don't understand the question. Can you explain it to me again? You make them break it down like 3 or 4 times until the judge finally implores you to answer the question. And then you just keep doing that. And it throws them off their game. Like when you get successful, you get lots of shakedown lawsuits. You probably,
I'm sure you do.
People with money, and you have employees steal from you. You have competitors sue you. The lawsuits just come a shakedown. And so I've been in a few of those. We had one of my employees on the stand who quit our company and sued us for 100% of the sales that he'd invoiced, he'd written, right? Well, in our business of only 50% closed. So it was a shakedown lawsuit just to get us to pay him off. And so I remember we put him on the stand. So why did you sue Chris Voss's company? Because he's rich. It's like, you said that on the fucking stand of the Q&A. Wow. That is just crazy, man. We won in the end. But it's telling stories. And so there you go, folks. If you're an aspiring writer, go be an attorney.
That's a long way to go. Let me tell you.
Long way to go.
3 years in a law exam. I think the easy way is to become a writer.
Do you ever think maybe you should have skipped to the end? Maybe at the start, maybe focused on writing first?
I don't think so. I don't think I would have had anywhere near the experiences to write about. And the other thing, you said something very interesting. Every novel that I've written, I didn't know how it was going to end.
Oh.
This particular book, The Investigation Officer's File, starts out at Officers Candidate School, very briefly, goes to Naval Justice School. I didn't think about Naval Justice School when I started writing it. I thought about the Vietnam experience, but I did not have any idea, Chris, how the story would end. And I worked and worked and worked. And I remember trying to come up with all the open doors and closed doors and things that the reader would find, boy, I need to turn the page to figure out what happened. And I actually had to write out and diagram the end of the story because it was kind of tricky. And it ended up being, I thought, a good ending. In fact, the main character, Woody White, the lawyer, doesn't even appear in the novel in the last few pages because that was the way it ended. And I had a friend of mine who read the book and liked the book. And she said that she was wondering what happened to Woody. And that was the first time I thought about writing a second book. And then that ended up after a little while. So I want to challenge myself and write a third book about somebody who's got an issue in the mind. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm retired. And so it's a good way and I've just started another novel now and doing it in a different kind of way. So it's been neat.
There you go. So what's the future hold? Any more books in the future? Anything you're working on or cooking up?
I started a novel and then I got waylaid. And then I picked up a book, Chris. I ordered a book that was written in the first person. The guy's talking about, I did this, I saw that. So I said, well, I'm stuck on this book. Why don't I restart the book and write it in the first person? And I did, and I'm back having fun.
All right.
So, it keeps me out of trouble.
Something different perspective on to give you some fresh ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what comes of that and what comes out. As we go out, give people a final pitch out to pick up your book and where they can find out more about you.
I've got a website, dallastalkauthor.com, and you can click on that and order directly from Amazon. That's probably the easiest way to do it. And I think when they go on the website, I would encourage them, and folks do this anyway, to read the reviews of the book. There are about 46 reviews of this book, which is, I think, interesting for a first novel. And it's got a 4.9 or so rating with Amazon, which is, you can't do a whole lot better than that. So I'm pleased with the results. And I think if they go on there and look at the reviews, they'll be encouraged to buy it. I think they'll enjoy it. And I hope they'll write a review, good or bad. I hope they'll write a review.
There you go. Well, please write a review, folks. Get in there, check it out, and all that good stuff. Thank you very much for coming to the show, Dallas. We really appreciate it.
Chris, thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thanks so much for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss. Chris Voss won the TikTok, and all those crazy places on the internet. If you're watching this, be sure to watch the final version on the Chris Voss Show, where we will put the two ends together. We always, we should have had more sacrifices that week to the internet gods. We usually, we usually take and, I don't know, we put some cockroaches. I think can I kill cockroaches and no one's going to be offended? We put some cockroaches in a bowl and, I can't kill?
No.
I can't win. We imagine sacrificing cockroaches to the gods. All right, there you go. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.